Young Butsy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to the channel, my name is Miriam, and no, I don't live in the North Pole. I live in here in South Africa. I just had to dress up for y'all, just be out here. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to this little family of ours. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you find it informative. And if you're an oldie but a goodie, you know I love you. Like, you guys, oh man, you know I love you guys. Like, you guys have my back and all, so I appreciate you so much. Today's video is going to be on hair porosity. Like I promised yesterday, I am going to try my best to make sure that you guys get a video on fro talk. Because we're going to be talking about a 4A type hair, so that we get information all in one place. We get to discuss these issues that might be affecting us in different parts of the world. So yeah, this is why I've decided to do this beginner series to natural hair, because I feel like every time when you return natural, you have so much to learn, and sometimes the information is all over the place and you don't really know what's going to work for you and what doesn't, or how to even figure it out. Because as you all know, what works for me might not work for you, but at least you want to know how to figure out what works for you, right? Yeah, so anyways, today's video is going to be on hair porosity. I hope that you guys do enjoy the video. Stay tuned. I love you. Guys, so like I mentioned in yesterday's video, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, I'm going to link it up here somewhere for you to watch. Hair porosity refers to your hair's ability or inability to absorb or retain moisture. So that is basically what porosity is all about. There are different kinds of porosity. Your hair's porosity can range from low, medium to high or porous hair. Porous hair is hair that absorbs moisture very easily, but it also loses moisture just as easily. We have low porosity hair. Low porosity hair has a flat cuticle, flat cuticles that protect your hair strand, and as a result absorb moisture slower than hair that is highly porous or porous in general. And however, low porosity hair tends to retain moisture for longer. It absorbs with difficulty, but tends to retain all that moisture. And low to medium porosity hair is usually referred to as a healthier hair, because what it means is your hair keeps the moisture, it keeps itself moisturized, it keeps hydrated for longer, and as a result your hair is going to be shinier and healthier, right? Imagine that. And then highly porous hair has damaged cuticles. That is, you either have opened up cuticles. Your cuticles are like this. You either have opened up cuticles, or you have holes in your cuticles, or you have missing cuticles altogether. Missing cuticles in parts. I'll put a diagram here to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. If you have highly porous or porous hair in general, those are the three things that you could be suffering from. So your cuticles are no longer tight. They've now loosened up and aren't as flat as as they're supposed to be, or you have holes in your actual cuticle, or the third thing is you have actual missing cuticles. With a healthy hair care regime, it takes a very long time to get to that point where you have missing cuticles. And anyways, a cuticle has about 7 layers, so don't fret, guys. Don't worry about it. It's not that easy for you to end up at that extreme end if you keep a healthy hair care regime. There are different things that could lead to porous hair, that is highly porous hair, and that is damage from chemical bleaching, and maybe washing every day, like just not taking, and heat damage as well. Those are the things that could lead to highly porous hair. So let's rein it back. Everything that we do in life, if we're being frank and realistic, every single thing that we do to our hair leads to some sort of damage, and could lead to damage to your actual hair cuticle. So straightening, blow drying, styling, braiding, combing, styling. However, there are things that are little manipulation that we do that don't cause super damage to our hair. So you can kind of work towards that, and with a healthy hair care regime you can actually prevent. So low manipulation styles, bi-weekly or weekly washing, low manipulation hairstyles, I've already said that, gentle combing and detangling, all of those things could lead to some sort of damage to your cuticle but not major damage. And then the things that do cause major damage are chemical processing, obviously, heat damage, and if you have dry hair, that means that your hair is prone to more damage than someone who has maybe oily hair or oily scalp. So those are the things that you have to watch out for if you want to figure out what your porosity is or how to manage your hair porosity. There are 3 ways that you can determine what your porosity level is, and these 3 and simple easy ways are ways that you can do at home. There is a proper way of doing it where you have to go to a person who's going to actually test your hair and all of that, but really, are you going to use your medical aid for that, guys? Like, you could use it for other things, like wait till you get sick or something. And these 3 ways are so simple, you can do them at home. The very first test is what they call the strand test. So you basically take, well, a couple of strands of your hair. Well, you guys won't be able to see, but I'm just going to explain it. And then you hold your strand out, and then you take 2 fingers and move up and down your hair strand. If at any point you feel any bumps in your hair strands, or you feel like your strands, like your cuticles, so if you feel bumps in your strand, that means that in your hair, if you feel small little bumps in your hair, that means that your cuticles aren't flat and they're a little bit lifted. So as a result, you in this test. So there are 3 tests, and I'm going to tell you why I think you should do all 3 tests before you can say which part on the spectrum that you fall. So the first test is the strand test, where you go up and down your hair strand or your hair strands. You can choose a few, hold them at the end, and then move your hair hand up and down. That is good in determining what your porosity is, because if you feel any bumps in your strand, it means that your hair has tested porous for this particular test. So you're in the high porosity level. And then the second test that I'm going to tell you guys about is the float test. I've already done this, and if you guys want me to actually do it, you can tell me in the comment section, and I can put together a video that shows you guys how to do that. You need to do this firstly on freshly washed hair, so your hair can't have any conditioners and all of that, because I feel like those things affect the condition of your hair. So on freshly shampooed hair, you can take a few strands. I would suggest that as opposed to taking one little strand over here, take strands from different parts of your hair. So that is the front, the middle, the sides, maybe, and the back, and then you test them in different glasses. You need to have the water that you test in needs to be at room temperature, so you can put your hair strands in the different glasses. If your hair sinks in less than 2 minutes, it means you have highly porous hair and you have tested porous in this test. If parts of your hair, or if you have one hair strand, right, and then maybe the bottom part, well, how do you test which ones? Okay, and then some of your hair sinks and the rest floats. So if your hair sinks, you have highly porous hair. I think I just said float in previously. I mean, if your hair sinks, that means that you have highly porous hair, and if your hair floats, then you have low porosity hair. And if part of your hair sinks but the rest floats, it means that you are somewhere within the medium porosity spectrum. And then the third test that I'm going to tell you about is you wash your hair, you freshly wash your hair. Don't do anything to it, just freshly wash hair and then sit. Don't dry your body. If your body dries before your hair, if your hair dries before your body does, it means that you have low porosity, you have high porosity hair. However, if your body dries before your hair, that means that you fall somewhere within the low to medium porosity spectrum, right? And then the one thing that I want you to know is from a lot of stuff that I've read or that I've researched, it seems to say that we all fall in one category, and I think that's not what it's like. I think that regardless of race, you can fall anywhere on the spectrum, on the line from low to high porosity. And the 3 tests are important for you to do, because you could find that if you score low porosity in the first one and then high in the second one and then maybe high in 2, it means you're somewhere in the middle. And then if on a spectrum or line from 1 to 10, you find that the tests that you've done show that you're porous or highly porous in all the tests, that means that you probably fall at the 10 range when it comes to porosity. So I think you need to give yourself some time to test, to do all of these tests. If you don't feel like washing your hair and then waiting for it to dry, I know it's winter and nobody about to be getting cold, you can just wash your hair and then see how long it takes for it to dry before so if it takes 5 minutes to dry, that means that you have highly porous hair. And then if it takes 3 hours, then that means that you probably have low porosity hair. So those are the 3 tests that I think are important. And I think that you need to look at porosity as you never really stay in one section or grouping. It's a timeline that you could fall in, that you can fall in and move through in life. And as your regime changes and as your hair improves, you'll find that you all know that when once your cuticles are damaged, they can never be repaired. Most of your hair is going to end up, the damaged part of your hair is going to end up falling off, or I would suggest just snipping it off so you don't have to deal with that nonsense, okay? And so that your hair can just go back to being its healthy self. So those are the 3 ways to test what porosity level you could be in. Please do stay tuned for tomorrow's video, where I'm going to be telling you guys how to treat your hair, how to manage your hair depending on what porosity you are, that is high or low. And I am thinking this gives you guys time to maybe test your porosity so that when you come back, you know exactly what kind of information you need. Have an amazing day. I love you guys so much. Bye.